It's been a while since I posted anything. A long while, to put it mildly. But it appears I remembered my YouTube password. If you're wondering where I've been for all this time, it's a mix of various things. But mainly me living the life of an average 21-year-old university student, me getting my life and social life back together, and yeah, chances are you already know about it. Anyways, a few days ago I was playing Base Wars on one of my alt accounts, and I was looking for an assault rifle to use, when I stumbled upon this, the TKB-059. This gun looks like a poorly designed bullpup rifle, but wait until you notice that it has 3 separate parallel barrels. If we're going to be completely blunt, I have always wondered, what is the story behind this weapon? What were the engineers trying to achieve with this? But most importantly, how many arcane armaments are out there? That said, I welcome you to a brand new series. Welcome to Arcane Armaments, where weapon design and absurdity sometimes collide. As for our friend TKB-059, it is sadly not the topic of today's video, but it will be the topic of a future video, don't worry. In this installment, we'll be taking a look at a gun that was part of a program that aimed at replacing the M16, but failed. Not because the gun itself was bad, but because the entire program didn't go anywhere. Today's topic is the Colt ACR, a promising prototype that failed to improve the M16 like the Army wanted. Our story starts in 1986, when the US DoD kicked off the Advanced Combat Rifle Program, ACR for short, which was an ambitious attempt to find a replacement for the M16. The aim of this program was to create a rifle that could double hit probability in combat situations, since in the heat of battle, the hit probability of an average soldier under stress with an M16 is about 10% at distances exceeding 200 meters, or 656 feet, or 220 yards. A total of 6 companies competed in this program: AAI, Aris Incorporated, Colt, Heckler & Koch, McDonnell Douglas Helicopter Company, and Steyr Arms. This was Phase 1 of the ACR program. Though, before Phase 2 even started, the weapons from MDHC and Aris Incorporated were completely cut from the list. Finally, in 1989, the remaining 4 weapons were tested during Phase 3. The competitors were the AAI ACR, the Heckler & Koch G11, the Steyr ACR, and the Colt ACR. Every design worked well, but none of them could even come close to the requirements set by the Army. The program was later shelved in 1990 with a total cost of about $300 million. So, what was the Colt ACR? The Colt ACR was, to put it simply, the least unconventional of the ACR prototypes, at least externally. It was a heavily modified variant of the M16A2, and because of that, some sources might refer to it as M16A2E2. The main differences between the two reside in their design. The Colt ACR has a completely redesigned handguard, which includes a heat-resistant inner lining, air cooling vent holes, and a front-end ring that acts like a handstop. It also featured ambidextrous fire control selectors, a telescopic buttstock, and a flash hider along with a muzzle brake compensator, or MBC, to reduce recoil. As for the sights, it could either use iron sights or a 3.5 times optic, which would go on to be adopted as the C79 and, later on, the M145. Internally, the Colt ACR featured an oil spring hydraulic buffer, which also helped with recoil reduction and control of the rate of fire. Reportedly, the Colt ACR had a rate of fire of 650 rounds per minute. However, this is unclear. Overall, both the hydraulic buffer and the MBC reduced felt recoil by about 40% when compared to a standard M16A2. The most important design change, though, consisted in the use of duplex rounds, essentially a single cartridge that housed 2 rounds. The idea behind this experimental ammo type was to increase the number of projectiles sent downrange. However, duplex rounds had a major disadvantage, that is, a severe reduction in accuracy, leading to a maximum effective range of 325 meters or 1,066 feet or 355 yards. This, in turn, required the user to also carry conventional rounds for long-range shots. As for the ammunition types that the Colt ACR used, it could either use 5.56 by 45mm M855 or 5.56 by 45mm duplex. M855 achieved a muzzle velocity of about 950 meters per second or 3,110 feet per second, while duplex achieved a slightly lower muzzle velocity of about 880 meters per second or 2,900 feet per second. As for the feeding system, it fed from 30-round mags. The duplex ammo, while certainly innovative, wasn't without issues though, since it offered no weight reduction, and, matter of fact, it was marginally heavier than a standard M855 round. Not only that, but it was also incredibly dangerous. In an unclassified report, it is documented that, during routine testing with duplex ammo, a Colt ACR exploded. An investigation later determined that if the front bullet inside the cartridge moves backwards towards the primer before firing, the rear bullet might get lodged in the barrel, creating the possibility of an explosion when the next round is fired. To make sure the bullets stayed in place, the rounds were first subjected to vibration tests, to then be X-rayed to confirm that the bullets didn't move. This solution worked. However, since every round had to be X-rayed for safety, this proved to be extremely expensive, time-consuming, and incompatible with mass production. With the program being shelved in 1990, none of the competitors were selected, and ultimately the Colt ACR never went anywhere. It should also go without saying that the Colt ACR never entered mass production. It is unclear how many Colt ACRs were built, since official production numbers are lacking. In short, two main factors doomed the Colt ACR. First off, it offered no tangible improvement over the M16A2 to justify the cost of adoption. And secondly, reliability hazards due to its duplex ammo. It undoubtedly was a promising design, while also being the most conventional, easiest to maintain, and easiest to train on for the soldiers, unlike what the Germans made. But I guess Germans are kind of familiar with mechanical nightmares. But in the end, the cons outweighed the pros. Well, that wraps it up for today's video. If you enjoyed this video and found it informative, consider leaving a like and subscribing. If you feel like there's anything you can add to the video, leave a comment. And as is customary, I'll catch you guys in the next video.